HICCలో జరుగుతున్న ఛాంబర్ ఆఫ్ కామర్స్ అండ్ ఇండస్ట్రీ సమాఖ్య సదస్సులో రాష్ట్రపతి ప్రణబ్ ముఖర్జీ మాట్లాడుతున్నారు. ప్రత్యక్ష ప్రసారం ద్వారా చూద్దాం.
In the year of your centenary, it has its own significance. No doubt, reaching 100 years in the life of any organization is an important landmark. And in your case, it is not only a landmark event in your life, but it is also the story which is scripted over 100 years by contribution of many persons, not only of the story of development of industry, trade, commerce, but also the story for 100 years, the life of a vast multitude of people living in this region. In 1917, it began its small step. But as there is a saying, even a long march starts with the first step. The first step was significant, and surely on the occasion of when we are reaching the centenary year and having the annual day function on the centenary year, to remember those who have made their own contribution. Sir Paramananda Das, who began this as the Chamber of Commerce in 1917, the year was significant because within 3-4 years, India adopted a massive agitation under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi to attain its freedom and Swaraj. 1917 was the penultimate year of the First World War's conclusions. After that, the British imperial power emerged as almost unchallenged in Europe, because its two potential rivalries, one was France, which was totally devastated, though came out victorious, but lost its vitality substantially, and another was Germany, which was completely vanquished. But we had the story of our own, that is the story of not only fighting for political emancipation, but also to make economic development in our country. No doubt, 190 years history of colonial rule is the history of exploitation, suffering, miseries. And as Dadabhai Nauroji once observed in the House of Commons itself, as one of the rarest of rare Indian members in the British House of Commons, he informed the British MPs and also the British rulers that your rule in India is synchronizing with the constant drainage of the resources from a very resourceful country to yours. Therefore, we began our journey so far your chamber is concerned in 1917, but it had to witness many major upheavals in our life, encompassing our aspirations for political freedom, economic development, occupying our rightful place in the Committee of Nations. And I am happy that your organization have not only been contributed substantially by those who have provided the enlightened leadership to your Chamber of Commerce and Industries, but also over the years you have built up a strong backup teams in the Secretariat. Because if you have a strong backup team, it becomes easy for you to handle the situation, because the constant support you receive from their research, studies, preparing papers, notes, and other relevant informations help the policymakers to take the correct decision. When you are celebrating your 100 years of existence, India is in the cusp of a major change. Major change in the sense we can describe it is a major jump, a leap towards a higher growth trajectory. Since independence, there has been many policy formulations, many measures taken to lead the country towards economic prosperity, to attain the objectives of economic development, to provide jobs, to provide food, education, health, which was a gigantic task. And thanks to our leaders who had the foresight to see that political freedom is just an opportunity to achieve the welfare state, which is the ultimate objective of this state, where people have the facilities to build their own lives in their own way, have education, have health, have food, have job, have employment, and have the opportunities of growing fast. India is emerging. There is no doubt. Our GDP growth in the last 15 years, sometimes it has been affected. Not entirely because of the slowdown of the economic process in the country, but because of the external factors over which you had no control. We had no control. The major economic crisis of 2008, which nobody could predict, that with the indiscreet action of a housing mortgaging bank would trigger off a crisis of such dimension. It gave birth to a new institution, world institution, Group of 20, which is popularly known as G20.